At this moment, you may have a question that, is Microbit a computer? Let's introduce a conceptual framework for thinking of a computer device that uses code to process one or more inputs and send them into an output. So in this computer, there are four main components that make up a computer. The first one is the processor. You can think of the processor as the brain of the computer. This is usually a small chip inside the computer which processes and transforms information. We usually call it as CPU, the Central Processing Unit. Next is the memory. The memory is the space to let the computer remember or store things. There are two types of memory. The RAM, Random Access Memory. It is the computer's short-term memory. And the ROM, Read-Only Memory. And this is the long-term memory where it can store information even the power is turned off. Another long-term memory is the hard disk, which acts as the same function as ROM. So come up at this moment, how can it work? We need some inputs. This input device can input some data to our central processing unit. Those input devices including the keyboard, the mouse, the camera, the microphone, the scanner, etc. They will input some data to the CPU, and the data being processed will come up to the information and store in the memory, and this information will be expressed through the output device. The information will be in different types like sound, image, text, and language. So this information can be expressed or shown in monitor, headphones, speakers, and the printer. The Microbit has the same four components as computer, including the processor, the memory, the inputs and outputs, but there is a little bit different in input device and output device. In computer, the input device are the keyboard, the mouse, but for Microbit, they are the buttons, the accelerometer, the temperature sensor, etc. For outputs in computer, including monitor and speaker, and for Microbit, they are LED display and pins. In computer coding, computational thinking is a set of instructions to inform the computer how to access the inputs and then process the information to produce the outputs. Let's see the example. If for the process there is a formula, x multiplied 2 equals to y. If we input x equals to 2 in this formula, the calculation will be 2 multiplied 2 equals to 4. Then the output y is equals to 4. And if we input 4, then the calculation will become 4 multiplied 2 equals to 8. And the result, that's the output y, will be 8. We can also apply the example to Microbit. Actually, the Microbit itself is considered as a hardware. In order to make use of the hardware, we need to write a code that tells what the hardware is doing and what combination of commands is used in order. That is the computational thinking. We now write the code for the above situation and input the if-then-else conditional loop for the process. So if the sensor sensed the temperature is over 25 degrees Celsius, such as 26, then the result will be the lights switched on. If the temperature sensor record the temperature is below 25, such as 24 degrees Celsius, the result is the LED display will be switched off.